Good afternoon. Welcome to, today's message. Today is Friday, December 19th. Today is the new moon in Sagittarius. It's crazy because the new moon is today on Friday the 19th, and on the 21st, we start Capricorn season, and we also have the winter solstice, the shortest day and the longest night. This is the point of change, right? Because up until now, the nights have been getting longer and longer and longer and longer. But once you hit the point of the longest night, then the nights start to get shorter and the days start to get longer. And before you know it, spring will be here, at least in the northern hemisphere, right? And everything will go back to normal. Today is Friday, which is Venus's day. So let's get straight into what this new moon is bringing the collective. Actually, we're going to start with this deck, right? If this is your first time here or you're watching this on the replay, hello. My name is Etta, Mystic Healer, and intuitive spiritual life coach. We're going to do the general message, and since it's Friday, we're going to do the Venus message, right? The love message of the day. Holy Spirit, this new moon in Sagittarius, we have the the three-eye Atlas comet making its closest approach to Earth, and other cosmic happenings going on with all this celestial energy. What message does the collective need to hear on this day? What does the collective need to know on this day? What else? What cycles are getting ready to begin? Thank you for spending this part of your day with Spirit, the Soul Tribe, and me. Something here on the bottom. Let's get a few more. Anything else? And these we typically don't read in the reverse. How's your Friday going, guys? How is your Friday going? Okay, we're just going to start there. How about that? Feel free to put any messages, any thoughts, any feelings you're having as the messages come out, and I will get to them as I'm done with the channeling, and we'll be able to do both. Ho'oponopono, and this came out for somebody yesterday, right? That meditation that I guess we're all being encouraged to use this weekend. New moons aren't really a time of release, but as we're hitting this pivotal point of transformation with the solstice, it feels like it's still a good point to remind yourself that things are going to get better. Release the heaviness of everything that 2025 has been so you can prepare for what 2026 is going to bring you. 11th house, let's see. We had Mercury go direct. We have Neptune going that went direct. What planet rules your 11th house, your house of friendship, social groups, right? What planet is there? You need to pay attention to that because, especially since this is the season where we tend to be, around a lot of friends and family, use the planetary energies, right? Because if, say, you have Saturn and you have a hard time establishing boundaries with your family and your friends, lean into Saturn's energy, have those tough conversations on a Saturday during the Saturn hour, because Saturdays are ruled by Saturn, to give you a little bit more a little bit more je ne sais quoi, to be able to conquer that conversation, move through that conversation in a successful way. Forgive with this Ho'oponopono. Forgive your closest and dearest people. They know not what they do. Most people do not, unless you are a light worker, unless you are an empath, unless you are somebody who is spiritually gifted, it's very hard to move with somebody, understand somebody who is, right? And most of us come from families where we're the black sheep. We're the first one to wake up, and we got to wake up the others. So everybody, can sometimes, right? We find ourselves in situations where people just come at us the wrong way. They legitimately do not know any better. They're handling you like every other regular person, and you're far from a regular person. We learned that the other day. Look this up, right? You can find plenty of videos to put on repeat on the Ho'oponopono and release what you need to let go. And look at that. Speaking of all this transformative energy, we have transformation. It isn't a future event. It's not just going to magically happen on Sunday with the solstice. You should have been preparing for this all along. Transformation isn't a future event, it is a present day activity with the butterfly, meaning now that this year of the snake is coming to an end, a lot of you have been hidden. You are going to be propelled into the spotlight, right? All of a sudden, getting a raise at work, all of a sudden, help coming from every direction. You're going to wonder, where were these people when I needed them the most? Now that you've done the work and made all the changes you need to make, committed to the transformation and started showing up for yourself, prepared to receive, and we heard this before, every good thing that you've been praying for, hoping for, wishing for, and putting on your vision boards and such. We have Proverbs 18:12. Before his downfall, a person's heart is proud, but humility comes before honor, just like pride comes before the fall, right? We can sometimes have a weird relationship with the world, with the word humble, and with the world. But with the world humble, because it kind of gives the connotation that you need to shrink yourself and, like, yeah, I'm this person, but apologize for being this. What were you called? Superstar? Phone confirmation. But it's more the energy of knowing who you are and knowing as amazing as you are, as talented and gifted as you are, recognizing that it's still your gifts come from a higher source. Your gifts come from a higher power, and these gifts are not for you and you alone. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, but most importantly, do no evil. We heard a couple of weeks ago that if you got yourself into some mess, got your hands a little dirty, go ahead and wash them before 2026 gets here. We know that January 1st is just the calendar new year. The true new year is the astrological new year, right? It starts in the spring here in the northern hemisphere, right? With Aries season. And I suspect, Aries season all over. So you have this 3-month window of getting your stuff together. This trial run of this vision that you've created for 2026, you get to play in it between January and March. But once March comes, you have to fully lock in. So might as well lock in now, especially since you got some big things coming your way. And you have Archangel Gabriel along with you. God's messenger angel, known for delivering good news to key figures and warding off evil forces. Those of you who have been in spiritual warfare, oh, okay, I didn't even ask for that, but okay, right? Know that that's coming to an end as that one fell on the floor. But what message does, thank you, Gabriel want to specifically bring to the collective? Look at that. If you were born on the 26th or the 25th of any month, right, you are first in line. Oh, look at that. No way. Okay, so we'll put them in order. 23, 25, 26, 27. We know. Ooh. Okay, there's a couple of messages Gabriel wants to bring. You ready? This is exciting. If you were born, it's your birthday, falls on the 23rd, the 25th, the 26th, or the 27th of the month, Gabriel is speaking to you first, right? But also others if it resonates with you, but especially the people who are born on these dates. But he's also, or she, right? If you watch the movie Constantine, Who watched the movie Constantine? Let me know in the comments. The 23rd, 2023. What were you dreaming? What were you thinking of? What fell through? Your guides want you to go back and reflect on 2023. See, had you been journaling and keeping notes, you would know where to find the answer. You may not remember right away, but you would know where to find the answer. If you haven't been journaling, go through your photos on your phone from 2023, because that will give you the picture of where you were at in life. 2024, there was some kind of turn, right? If you were on the right path, doing the right thing, things kind of fell into place, like things started to kind of balance out. However, if you weren't going in the right direction at all, you had your tower moment. Between 23 and 25, if you're here, you're listening to this, or you're watching this on the replay, you had some sort of tower moment because you showed up for the battle, because you did whatever you were called to do and you didn't look back, right? You faced whatever judgment you received for how you were living life. And, we all make mistakes. That's part of living. That's part of learning. You have to go through the trenches. You have to go through standing by your choices and decisions and then seeing the consequences or the rewards of them, right? But because you faithfully kept moving forward, 2026 is going to be filled with that year of great fortune. There's somebody said, oh, she's just reading the numbers. I'm not. Gabriel is being very sincere with the message that he is bringing, or they are bringing, right? Because some of you are like, yeah, in 2023, this happened. And in 2024, it was like, ugh. In 2025, it's just been like one thing after another, after another, after another. That was your dark night of the soul. And you do know at this point, we don't just have one dark night of the soul. We have one every time we are about to level up. We kept hearing the messages about coming into an era, a time that would make up for all of the years the locusts have eaten. This is the season that we're coming into. This is the era that we're coming on into. And for those of you who have done things the right way, who have stood in faith, you washed your hands, right? You atoned of your sins. You try to right your wrongs. It is only up from here, right? Regardless of what the past 9 years have looked like, the next 9 years will make up for them. Next, we have sixth house. Some of you, and I'm so grateful because we got this message, I want to say either the first or second week of November, to make sure you guys were on top of your gotta make it TikTok safe, your health. Your sixth house matters, right? Making sure your checkups were up to date. You were, following instructions and doing your due diligence to make sure that you are in good health. Because what's all this abundance, prosperity, wish fulfillment if you're not able to physically receive it? If you got to watch it from the window as others enjoy the fruit of your labor because you didn't do what you were instructed to do. If you haven't, it's okay. There's still time for you to tend to your general well-being and making sure that everything is moving and operating the way that it's supposed to. And if it's not, great, you caught it early. Move accordingly to get things back in order. Get that sixth house back in order. Next, we have the sacral chakra. Creativity, sexual energy, pleasure, emotional balance. And it came out in the upright, so we'll stop there. The energy of not only creation, right? Because you know what the sacral chakra is, but those ideas that have been baking in your mind, baking in your soul, baking on the pages of your vision board and journals and such, are getting ready to be born into your reality. Prepared to receive them, mind, body, and soul. External influences, right? Talking about things on the outside like religion, people's comments, people's opinions, right? Cultural differences, what your family has to say, societal expectations. We're leaving that all, we haven't already, in 2025, right? Because if you pay attention to this and you're looking that way, you won't be able to receive your gifts. If you're too caught up trying to fit man's idea of happily ever after rather than the idea that you've been given, what you've known in your intuition is supposed to be your happily ever after, trying to fit in with the muggles when you know that you're not one of them, you're going to miss the gift. You're going to miss your prize. You're going to miss the start of your season because you were looking back. Do not look back. Who's ever meant to accompany you on this next leg of your journey will find you, will catch up to you. Anonymous, you can't compete. Let me get real comfortable. You can't compete where you don't compare. It's like a knife and a spoon race. You might not scoop well, but you sure can cut through the competition. Confirmation that your days of cosplaying as a muggle are over. Done, Felicia. It's time for you to stand in your purpose, stand in your authenticity unapologetically. Lastly, we have, there goes your protection, right? From the evil eye, from the bad-minded people. I recorded a reading earlier, right, for the other channel about a masculine and what he found out, right, when it comes to karmics putting their names on altars and things of that such. Poor chap actually saw the altar and saw the bibbity boppity boo in motion, and his world hasn't been the same since. A lot of you have gotten deep spiritual revelations about who your friends are and who your enemies are. And some of you, who you thought was your enemy was actually your friend, and who you thought was your friend was actually your, that's a lot to deal with. But process it, let it go, forgive them, right? Practice Ho'oponopono every day, 2-3 times a day, for every hour, until you are at peace and you are in the energy of receiving every good thing that is coming your way, knowing that you have the protection of the angel. They're warding off every evil sent your way, right? Where's Marcy? And if this symbol calls out to you, some of you may need to have a piece like this in your car, on your bracelet, or somewhere in your home. Before we get into the love reading, speaking about angels, let's pull an angel number. And then we'll get into your comments, and then we'll get into the love reading for the new moon. Today is the first day of your forever. Move accordingly. What angel number will help the collective stay in alignment of forward movement, fully knowing that wish fulfillment is their norm over transformation? We have 5588, endurance, because you endured, right? Confirmation for that person who said she's reading numbers. Shame. One step closer, endurance, positive progress, continuous guardianship. This sequence of numbers represents that you are in the 11th hour and about to change. Don't be afraid, because you will be supported and loved throughout the entire process. And this is about to happen. It's about to go down. Let's see what you guys are chit-chatting about, and then we'll get into the love messages real quick, because then we have to go. Ho'oponopono is on repeat starting today. I will join you on that. I am definitely going to start that tonight. Right? I'm going to do it before bed and when I wake in the morning, guys. people. Oh, I agree, Loca. Well, hey, Ebony, you're right on time. Hi, Marcy, Marcy, Marcy. I like the part with the knife and spoon reference too. This is nice, right? You can't compete where you don't compare. This is nice, right? Very, very nice. Honeybee, any plans for next week? Your birthday? Hmm? Hmm? Krista, thank you, thank you. I'm in love with both Volume 1 and Volume 2. It's just, oh. Hi, Layla. Look up, same, same. I want my gifts now. Georgia girl, Jackie. Oh, I agree. 2023 was a learning year. It's like, wow. Did you? You did. You did. You did. 2023 Tower. I feel so called out. And 2024. Yeah. 2024 left the father of my kids, decided with the butterfly. I love that. And break the cycle. Good for you. 23 was good. 24 was a tower. 25, I'm done. I feel you, J Max. I feel you. Thank you guys for the gifts and the follows. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Miss Nicole, how you doing? How are you? I'm ready to go home and take a nap until tomorrow. Bonnet's View, how are you? Driving and listening. Hey, Lex. I meant to message you, and I don't think I did it. I think I wrote it in my head, and I don't think I did it. How are you? Amethyst Rose. Oh, I love that name. Who else is here? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Okay. Any questions before we get into the love reading? Any general questions? If you want a personal, well, you already know how to do that, right? The Greg guy reminds me too much of Spider-Man. Ugh. Yeah. We're not doing that. We're not. We can't. We absolutely cannot. We cannot. Bonus, you made it home just on time. I love that. What time is it by you? I feel like this deck is light, like it's missing a couple cards. I don't know. Maybe it's me. We're just going to do a general love reading. How about that? The one I recorded earlier that's currently uploading to the other space was a lot. That won't be up until tonight. This will be up later on this evening. It's 1 p.m. in Texas. The Texas list is pretty long. It's pretty long. All right. Well, you got to know, right? Because knowing, you know, I mean, they do say ignorance is bliss, but knowing is better. All right. See what comes out for love with this new moon in Sagittarius. What else? Yeah. Should we look at the other deck too? Holy Spirit, what does the collective take? What resonates, guys? It's going to go based on the energy you're putting out there. Oh, crossing. Really? Anything else? This middle, you know what? because y'all have questions, right? Cool. No problem. Do something a little different. We have 3 distinct piles that started, and then we added this pile. So, because, this is a co-creative process, really focus your energy on which pile, 1, 2, 3, speaks out to you the most, because that should be more aligned with the message you need to hear about love. Starting with the first pile, which is represented by, of course, carnelian. Duh. The second pile, which is represented by green aventurine. You could share which pile is your pile by putting the stone in the comments, or you could just lean into the energy of the stone. It's fine. Or the citrine, right? So we're going to start with the first pile, and then we'll get some more Kipper messages. Yeah, we'll do the Kipper. For the love message you need to hear for the upcoming new moon. It's coming in this evening on the East Coast. I want to say 8:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I just know for certain it's after 8:30. So the new moon is actually tonight. You're, the Shmoney gang. Who said it? Loca was like, F love, give me money. Well, there you go. Abundance, opportunity, new manifestations, reward, financial gain, wealth, money. Excuse me, I got all choked up. And it's tied by the 2 of Pentacles. It's crossed by, tied. I meant crossed, they said tied. Now, when we see the 2 of Pentacles, in traditional tarot, it's that juggling action. Is, do I do this or do I that? Do I do this or do I do that? Right? That 6-7 energy, right? Holding on to something that doesn't serve your highest good is going to do more harm in the long run. It doesn't mean letting go means letting go forever. Letting go means you're testifying to the entire universe in the angelic realm and to the world that you are serious of not just having money, having that stability, right? Because Pentacles is that earth energy, that grounded energy, regardless of who is in the picture. You have your heart set on one person. We know that. We love that. We feel that. However, if they're not rising to the occasion to meet you along your journey as to where you're at now, and they're bringing you down for various reasons, we could run it down the list, but it's various reasons, but they're not doing the work, we could shorten it to that. It's time to leave them behind and do not look back at all for no reason. Because why? If they're meant to, if they're meant to be with you, you will see supernatural acceleration take place in their life. They will go from being totally oblivious to super aware almost overnight, but you won't know that they're even capable of that until you let go, right? Page of Swords. Curious, quick-witted, intelligent. The Page of Swords is that energy of being nosy, looking before you jump in, right? Being stuck in your head before you make a decision, having to get all the evidence. The person you're thinking of is in that energy. Let them stay there. They have to figure it out for themselves. They have to figure it out on their own. You can tell somebody it's cold outside, but cold to you and cold to me are 2 different types of cold, right? Cold in New York, I'm pretty sure, is different than cold in Alberta, Canada, right? It's a different kind of cold, I'm guessing. So me saying that it's cold, it's like, okay, I'm going to go with, my hat and a hoodie, right? And I don't think that's going to work in Alberta. But, any Canadians can tell me, or anybody who's been there can tell me. If you have the courage to take all your energy back from this person and they realize that you're no longer checking for them, but yet they're still checking for you, that will trigger their supernatural awakening. Anything else the carnelian, the one group, the shmoney group needs to know? That's y'all name for 2020. We didn't ask for that, but we'll leave that there because that's where it fell, right? This one. Somebody in the citrine group is heavy in their thoughts. Message of concern. Ooh. Oh, the one of you, because it feels like it's just one of you. That's why I kind of fell over here, that has been snooping on social media pages. Spirit is not calling you out. They just don't want you using your energy in that way. Your energy is too precious, too expensive, right? Too world class to be stooping to that level. Yet, yeah, you want to know. They want to know too. And a lot of the things that you're seeing is because they're rage baiting you. They're posting things specifically to get a rise out of you because they know you're looking. The minute you pull back your energy, the minute you don't say, "Oh, I saw you were at Fogo the other night," right? You don't do things like that anymore. They're going to realize that you're gone for real. And this little cat and mouse game that has been played can't be played anymore. Moving on to the green aventurine group, because you have some reversals going on. And volume 1, we do read the reversals because it's the major and the, oh boy, King of Swords, Sun energy, Judgment. Who's the stubborn Susan? And I say that with this King of Swords energy, heavy Gemini energy, yes, but it's also the energy of being stuck on some societal norm, being stuck in a dead end relationship, even though all the lies have come out, all the reasons to leave have come out, all the resources with judgment have been given to you to release that relationship. And for some of you, it's the way you think about relationships. You are still being stuck and stubborn. Stop that, because you're delaying your happily ever after. Look at that. Your abundance, your wealth, right? When we see the Nine of Pentacles, when we see the Nine of Pentacles in traditional tarot, who is that? It's a lower vibration of the Empress, aka the divine feminine that has it all, that wants for nothing, needs for nothing. Everything magically flows to her because she lives in alignment. She is the walking embodiment of having it all. Whatever you went through that had you stuck physically, mentally, or emotionally, okay. We acknowledge that that was very real. Shit happens. People are evil. People have nothing better to do, some people, than to really go out of their way to make another's life miserable. We see it all day, every day. Just because it is rampant doesn't make it right. Just because so many people do it doesn't make it the thing to do. But don't let that experience, and don't let the father or the mother of your children keep you stuck in a situation you know isn't for your highest good. Some of you have these big, beautiful dreams, and the only thing that's been holding you down is this past. You were called to let go of it during retrogrades, during, some of you have gone through different types of spiritualists. You even have an elder in your family that has sat you down and was like, listen, cut it out. You need to wrap it up. That grieving period that you've been in since 2023, wrap it up now, right? Stop saving transformation, going back to what was coming out, what came out in the general reading. Transformation isn't out there, it's now. It's making the decision now. It's saying, I decide, da 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 da. Not when the kids go to college, not when the kids go out the house, not when I get this degree, not when I get this promotion or I move this. But shut up. Stop. Stop. You've been in that energy on loop. For this to come out the way that it did for far too long. There's no more gentle hand holding. There's no more, okay, yes, tell me more. No venting, being able to vent in a safe place. Your moment of grieving ended a long time ago. It's time to embody your empress or your emperor energy, because there's some masculines lurking that are not saying anything, but they're feeling all the feels. Make the moves, my guy. Holy Spirit. Oh. Have the heart, right? There's no such thing as coincidence when you're spiritual. Everything is in alignment. Some of you may need to get a piece of green aventurine or another green stone or rose quartz, right? To really heal that heart chakra. I don't know what story you were sold, but whatever vision you have of happily ever after, even if it's on, what's the guy with the 3 ducklings? Uncle Scrooge with the millions, with all the money in the world. You guys know what I'm talking about. On that level, I want to say DuckTales. Is it DuckTales? It might be, right? Being that uncle or that aunt that has a suspiciously a suspiciously high amount of wealth, right? Even though nobody in your family, nobody you know has that disposable income, right? You got to rob Peter to pay Paul or go on that trip, right? Anything you can think of, you can manifest. Those thoughts are not just given to you to make nice, beautiful pictures in your mind. They're reminders of your destiny. And now it's time to fulfill it. Damn it. I am who? As I look up at my clock and I see 222. You don't remember who you are? You don't realize that all of this that's led you to this moment right here, right now, was all a reminder that you are the divine feminine? All the talk about not playing small, not playing the muggle, cosplaying as a muggle. You don't compete where you don't compare. You're a knife in a spoon race. How many different ways do you need to be told that you're the ish, right? Male or female. Doesn't matter if the vessel. What matters is what's in this heart space, what's on your mind. Stop trying to fit in. Stop trying to deny this. A leopard cannot change its stripes. It is what it is, right? An elephant is an elephant. A zebra is a zebra. A seal is a seal. And you, my dear, are the divine feminine. Period. Your days of cosplaying as a muggle are over. And here's the kicker. For those of you who's been in this energy for far too long and you feel really called out and dragged by this message, or you may know somebody like this that needs to hear this message, it'll be available later on. The more you cosplay, the more money you lose. The more you cosplay and play small, the more you will have woe is me moments, and you further delay that abundance that has always been destined for you. You were never, we all have our destinies, but you were never destined to play small. You were never destined to be the server. You were never destined to be the handmaiden, right? Or the servant. You are the top of top, as we would say, right? You hold rank in the spiritual world and in the physical. But somewhere along the line, someone tricked you into believing that you were normal. Mm-mm, not in the least bit at all. Please stop. Because if you have this aha moment in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, your abundance comes in, but you won't be able to enjoy it like you would be able to enjoy it now. Your mind will want to do so many things, but your body won't be able to. This is the part where I would typically say, go into therapy, right? Get some mentorship, get some spiritual counseling with me. But none of that is going to work until you're able to go in the mirror and remember and remind yourself that you're that girl, right? You're that guy. Full period, full stop, period. And from the moment forward that you have that eye-to-eye conversation with yourself in the mirror, never letting anybody trick you out of your worth again. And if I gotta come back and tell you this again, if this type of setup comes out again, I'm gonna get into Liam Nelson mode and I'm gonna find you. We're gonna have a heart-to-heart conversation. My citrine group. Well, you already know what's coming because they announced it loud and clear, right? Being in this courtship, but with who? Let's put this here. You have Page of Pentacles. Ow, okay. Now we are cooking with grease. For those of you who chose the citrine, those boundaries you recently put up, that word you set out to a particular person or just to the universe, that broadcast signal you set out that you're ready for love, you're ready for union, you're ready to show up the way that you're supposed to show up in love and have a lover match you on every single level. It was received. Expect to receive it. It's coming in. People who thought they had more time to get it together, see our face like, wait, what? Are going to realize that, yeah, you're not looking back. You're moving forward, and whoever can't match your energy or come with you, they're just going to get left behind. You are determined to have that love that you've been dreaming of. Good for you. It's coming in. Just make sure, even though it says cold and ice queen, the Queen of Swords just knows how to balance what her heart needs and what her mind is telling her while intertwining her intuition with both, to make sure that she is always safe and that she comes first. True divine feminine energy. And again, putting yourself first is not an act of selfishness, it's an act of self-preservation. For those of you who chose the citrine, straight to the point, simple. I'm still concerned about this group right here. I don't know about you middle folk. Understand that love is coming in. With this Page of Pentacles and a Page of Cups coming out, though, make sure, because she's not even looking at them, right? The masculine, feminine, that doesn't matter, right? It's the energy. If they're not on your level, don't even let them waste your time. If they're not on your level, don't even let them waste your time, because while the persons or the people that chose this pile struggle to realize that they are a divine feminine, they are the empress, they are the emperor, right? They are the divine masculine. The folks who chose the citrine know it and have started standing in it. Yay! I love that for you. I would love to hear your courtship stories on how you met the person that you wrote about in your journal and they manifested into your life. Oh, I can't wait. That is the love message. A very powerful one at that. Jeez. Right here. Right here. My gosh. Arshay. Hello, hello, hello. Finally. Hi, Layla. I legit made it clear that decree you made into the universe. It's only a partner that pours into me. That message was received now. All you got to do is not waver, not get out of this energy. It's Queen of Swords or higher, right? You're starting to embody the divine feminine energy. My earbuds are making your voice a slight like change, like the toys that change your voice. Do I sound like Michael Jackson? What do I sound like? Because I'm actually using another mic. So let me know if that makes a good difference or to not do the live with the mic. But I've been using them, recording the videos, and I've been recording videos all day. So I just left the mic on. Mars! I sending it, trying my, I love that. Ebony, when is your birthday? Because I gotta write this down. Because we love giving birthday love, right? Ebony Angel's birthday. Clock it. All the confirmation. I'm sorry. I got so frustrated with this energy because a lot of times it's like in one ear, I'm hearing what they're saying. In another ear, like another part of my mind, I'm processing it. So I'm processing it and I'm looking at you guys and I'm like, are you serious? do you do you not know your whole rare diamond, like made in nature? Like, do you must own no mirrors in your home at all, right? Is that what it is? I'm really concerned about this group. Like, do you guys? You don't have to say, right? You could. I don't mean to put you guys so much on the spot, right? A lot of that is your angels and guides, because a lot of them are. When I say they're beyond frustrated with you, because you've gotten all the signs, you've gotten all the synchronicities, and you're just like, but I love him. Reach out to me. Let's talk. Let me know if you have any mirrors. Yes, DuckTales. Thank you. Because I could see it playing in my mind. And I'm like, what is that? This was a very interesting love reading. I have to say, hey, Kim Divine. You're wearing a mint sweater and green hat. Very festive. I like that. Ebony, I'm glad you were here. And Marcy feels attacked. Quite a few people. Oh, geez, Marcy. I don't think I'm going to read the rest of these comments. The name of the beautiful tarot deck is the Neon Awakening Volume 1. And the other one I was using was Volume 2. The Volume 1 has the major and minor arcana. Volume 2 has the major arcana, Proverbs, popular sayings, chakras, houses, and something else that I can't think of. But they're a fun deck. I love it. You definitely did call it loca. You definitely did. All right. Happy Friday indeed. G, my love. Oh, we just finished the love reading. We don't do any personals on the live, but good luck with that. It's gonna be your 30th. Oh my. Your birthday is on the solstice. Huh. Well, my dear. What do you have planned? Distorted slightly. I'm going to listen to this on the replay with my headphones. Let's see. But then again, when you load it on the other thing, it kind of they fix it. I feel so, because the way they came through with all that energy, I had to restrain myself from like not slamming it on the table like we're playing dominoes. I really had to like hold back, because they would have knocked everything down, and then, you know, there we would be. But yet here we are. I feel like we need some angel numbers. How about that? We forgot to pull angel numbers for you guys. Holy Spirit, what angel numbers do these lovely folks need? Starting with you guys, right? The green. Oh, back to 5588. Wow. Heaviest thing, do not be afraid. Don't be afraid. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Especially now that you remember who you are. The citrine group, creation, new life, change, powerful, completion. In your personal or global life, this is a major stage coming to an end. At the same time, this is also a message for light workers related to healing the earth. It's time to work because Mother Earth needs you now. So you have no time to be dibbling and dabbling with pages when you are a whole queen or king. The shmoney group. Y'all see that? Keep it up. Persevere, grow, kindness, abundance. This is the 7-Eleven. This message is an affirmation of you're doing well because you are. You are on the right path, so keep going. This sign represents that you have carefully chosen your thoughts and that you should focus more steadily on your goals. Indeed. Add appropriate emotions to your thoughts, such as being thankful for the gifts you have in life and the gifts that are coming. Gratitude will accelerate the process of your realization. When you made the post, did the man? It sure did. I love that. I love that. Did you really? Arshay. I love that. Hey, so I feel like it's been a minute. How are you? How are you feeling? A nice dinner because I had a baby. Congratulations, Mom. So I'm keeping it simple. This has been a busy month for you. Huh. Congratulations. All right, it is 2:37. Any questions? Because this group needs all the help they could get. Like, really make it a diligent effort to align with a therapist, a life coach, a spiritual coach, somebody who can gently take you by the hand, meet you where you are, and take you to where you need to be. Because some of you, especially if you are initiated or you know your family follows a particular line of spirits, they're going to make it extremely hard for you to stay in this situation. They're going to, and they're not small. They're saying force the change, but it's more like making it unbearable to stay the same. And coincidentally, that's when people change. When the pain of staying the same is just too much to bear, that they have to change. That they feel that change has to be better. Oh, that is heavy. Bonnet, I suggest you do that. Bonnet's view, yep. Sounds about right. Any thoughts, feelings, questions, suggestions? I have a feeling that my box is going to be very, very full with messages from this green group. Well, we do have discounted mentorship for the next 6 months. For 6 months, I should say. But then again, unless you commit to making that change, Mel Robbins couldn't help you. Right? All the top gurus couldn't help you. Abraham could come down. Oh. Who's the expert, or who among us knows most about the 3-eye Atlas comet? Phoenix knows a lot. She typically is at work or tied up at this time. She catches the lives early, and we haven't been able to go early in forever. But she's an expert. But are any of you guys an expert on the 3-eye Atlas comet thingamajig? Because it makes its closest approach to Earth today. Very interesting. Would explain why the energy is so frenetic. Not chaotic, it's just a lot of downloads. If you are off or soon to be off, it's a good day to sit and meditate. If you can, sit and meditate in nature by water, if you can. Green to gold. Ooh. Green to gold. Now that's interesting. That's very interesting. I'm going to do more research on it after I wrap up the sessions. It was red before going behind the sun. We shall see how this weekend goes. Last week, did any of you guys happen to catch a shooting star? We had the Gemini meteor shower that peaked over the weekend. It was beautiful. I only caught a little piece of it Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. Of course, as always here in New York, it seems like once we're having a big celestial event, it always gets cloudy and rainy. So I can't see a thing. But I know in other areas, people were able to see them, see a lot of them. All right, before we wrap up, any thoughts, questions, feelings, suggestions? Going once. I think most of the green they have left, they're sitting with their thoughts, and that's fine. You're supposed to reflect on your thoughts. It's a beautiful place to be. Any thoughts, questions, general questions, feelings, going once, going twice? And for those of you who asked about this deck, let me get the other one. This is the creator's name, Spiritual Infusion. She has, I think it's spiritual_infusion 1111 here on TikTok. And she's also on the other space. All right, my dears, that is the message. I'm going to work on uploading this to the you know where. Thank you guys for following me over there, because we still don't know what's going to happen with the clock app. Right? Certain extensions have been put into place, and there's a lot of rumors and rumors of rumors, but nothing has been set in stone. So we're looking at January, the third Sunday in January. Something needs to be done by with allowing this app to be in the States. My folks around the world, you guys are fine. It's just us over here going through it. It's Friday. We're having the new moon this evening. By now, you should have your new moon intentions. I posted something about the 12 magical nights that start on Sunday night with the winter solstice. Write down your 13 wishes on 13 pieces of paper. Right, put them in a jar, fold them up, put them in a jar, and every night starting the solstice, you burn one wish. Now, last year, I took it a step further. I also pulled a tarot card for every month. Right, so the first wish I burned, and then shuffle the cards, pulled, and put that for January. Second night, put that for February. Third night, put that for March, so forth and so forth and so on. And that was pretty fun. If you did the 12 nights last year, let me know. Message me and let me know how many of your wishes actually came true. I had about 4 come true. 3 of them totally got in my own way. And I know why, because I also wrote a letter to myself last December of what things should look like by this December, and I fumbled it. Yeah, I did. I did. It happens. I learned. I move on. Right? Such is life. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for spending this part of your day with Spirit, the Soul Tribe, and me, Professor. Most of yours came true. Ew. You know, Marcy, that's a good question. That's a really good question. The short answer is no. I mean, yeah, you could do whatever you want, guys. It's free will. But making a wish is the same as manifesting, right? So if you say, I wish for a citrine, and you say this 3 times, 12 times, do you not believe you're going to get a citrine? Right? Because it can give the energy on a subconscious level of saying that you want a citrine, but you want to make sure you get that citrine. So you put it in the jar multiple times. You make the 12 wishes. You make the 13 wishes, burn them over the 12th night, and that last wish is yours to manifest. That you have to put in some type of physical work, change things around to make it happen, even if it's changing how you view the citrine, aka view the thing you're manifesting in. Lovely cats. I love that, especially as we're about to start not only a new year, but a new cycle. I love that. I love that. I love that. We always want to make sure, Marcy, that this is what spirit means when they say our actions are aligned with where we want to go. Like we know that we want a rose quartz. It's coming. Command it, demand it, decide I'm going to have a rose quartz. And bring it into you. It may not be in the way that you want, but it always comes as long as you don't stand in your own way. Thank you. Thank you, Professor. All right, my loves. I gotta run. If anything, as always, pops up after, right? Something clicks in your mind. You're like, wait a minute, and you want to talk about it? Just send me an email. Just send me a whatever. Get in contact with me, and we'll take it from there.